big stretch. Big stretch. Look at you. Little spear fishing action. Stabby. Back when I was a youngin', I'd hop up in there and step on it and push it all down. It's a pretty nice day. So Dad's taking care of a problem that I got going on. A couple videos ago I mentioned got kind of a disaster over at my pasture. You know, we had that drought and we're still in drought conditions. We did get like 2 inches in the last week and a half, and so we're blessed with that, but it didn't fill up dugouts. My cattle out west, they have a dugout and it was getting lower and lower, and of course when it's hot they like to hang in there and cool off, and they're just constantly defecating in there. And so less water, more poop, and also, you know, salts kind of wash in and then the water evaporates and leaves the salts. And so I ended up having 3 calves die, and we think it's because of the bad water. Of course, they got perfectly clean tanks of water over there. But you know the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. They had good water they could drink. They were drinking bad water, and that's why we think those calves that were healthy just up and died. I'm pretty thankful though, because you know 3 is definitely a lot, and it's gonna probably make this year a wash again. But it could have been a lot worse. Could have been a bunch of them. The cows are doing good. The rest of the calves are doing good. Dad has went over there with one of the neighbors that lives close by to that pasture, and they were treating critters, and I of course haven't been going because my knee and I wouldn't be much help. What Dad's doing today, with the help of our neighbor, they're gonna fence around that dugout, because there's 2 sides of that pasture. They're locked them out of the side with the dugout. They're gonna fence around it, put a hot wire, keep them out of there, so hopefully nothing else drinks that water and gets sick and dies. That's what's been going on. Otherwise, the rest of our cattle looking good. Grass is pumping right back. It is awesome. Real quick, do you remember how brown our lawn was? Look at this. It is back green and growing. Gonna have to mow it again. I'm gonna be putting some miles on this Bobcat because our flatbed trailer is full of junk. We'll talk about that later. We got some exciting stuff going on in the works. Actually, next week we're closing on something. Be looking forward to that. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna do some damage today, I tell you. The goal of today is tear out a couple fences. We're also picking up trees. This is the fence we're doing today. Kind of got a built-in tree fence. We're gonna tear as much as we can out and then move the fence over so we don't have to contend with those trees. Of course, to get at the fence, there's a pile of dead trees laying everywhere. Not a pile, but a bunch of them randomly strewn about. And so what we got here is the Iron Eagle from MDS. We're running this. It's the same as that bucket that we got for the tractor, except it's for a skid loader, of course. And so we got these tines here, you know, dirt and stuff. I always get a little too deep, if you know what I mean, and then we got dirt coming up and grass, and so that'll fall through, and we'll just hold the twigs and rocks if we have rocks. And I was running it yesterday. It was pretty impressive. I was plucking some stuff out, and these, of course, you know, they got the fingers, and first it goes down and then it curls in. And enough talking, we got work to do, so let's fire this baby up and start moving some trees, and then we'll start tearing some fence. This thing's a beast. I suppose I should hook the hydraulics up before I hop in the cab, because that's kind of what I got out to do. I'm kind of stupid, if you didn't know. I just get so distracted. Alrighty, that should do. This tree is super dead. You can see it's got no leaves. It's been dead for a while. The bark's falling off. Don't feel bad when I tip it over. It's gonna be cool. house with that wood. I got something stuck in my teeth. Need a little floss. I got another toy that we haven't used on Sonne Farms that we're gonna use to pull the fence out the rest of the way. Okay, so next we got a tree and post puller. This is actually my Uncle Jeff's. He bought it just a few months ago. So we're gonna hook onto that, pull these posts. I used to have to get out, slither out, wrap a chain around stuff, and pull it out, and that sucks. We've been needing one of these for years. I'm thinking back to all those miles of fence that either Dad or I walked outside the Bobcat with a chain, wrapped it around, and pulled posts. I should have built or bought one of these years ago. That was amazing. Gotta change my shorts. That was awesome. Tell Dad I got all this done. He's gonna think I did a lot, when in reality I just sat in the Bobcat for a couple hours. That worked amazing. Just one thing, a lot of it's stuck in those trees, so we're gonna put, lastly, you need a lot of tools. Lastly, the forks, and we'll just try to rip that up through the trees and then roll it up, and we'll be done here, and we'll be on to the next thing. We got a big pile of old woven wire and just all kinds of metal, so we're just gonna pile it up, and then we'll grab the pile, and then we'll put the pile inside a container that we're gonna order pretty soon, so our salvage yard can take it, make a little moolah. Oh my Lanta, I broke something. I completely bent the living heck out of that. We can't have anything nice. That looks bad. Well, oops. Kind of still works though. Oh gosh. Yeah, maybe don't use that. It's one way to do it. Little bit of stuff here. Probably a couple $100 worth of scrap. Old stuff we tore out. Now it's gonna help me pay for a fancy new gate setup. We'll get that container dropped off at our home farm, and then I'm gonna have to run around with the tractor going to a couple different farms. Of course here, and then our home place has some stuff, and then our South farm has a decent amount of stuff. I've had to make a couple trips down here since our trailer is full of stuff. So I need that, and I might as well take two things home, so I'm gonna put that in there, close it down, and then bring that home, and I'll have to come back for the forks later. Before we head to the next thing, it's getting to be close to lunchtime. The next place I'm going is like 3 miles away. It's gonna take me 30 minutes to drive there. Get some food before we head to the next spot. I left too much attention in those. Back at it, we got a few mile trek. It's gonna take a while. I better fuel back up. Ryan just got home.
Can I have the rest of the day off?
I reckon. You have to put in overtime on the weekend though.
Okay.
Looks like the pops were drank, but the waters weren't. Dad's pretty tired. He pounded in 36 posts and walked around and strung the wire by himself. He is shot. Poor guy. Doesn't get to be like me and sit in the Bobcat. in the AC. I'm so happy to be working again though. It's all I want to do in life. It's work. Work and play with cows. I got you some firewood.
You trying to camouflage it or what?
I just provided for the family.
Welcome to Sonne Farms full service fuel stop. What'll it be, sir?
I'll take about 5 gallons of diesel.
Okay. You want fries with that?
I'll just make it free. That'll be good.
It's always free with you. You get everything free here.
I gotta do a little labor here and there.
Labor. That's free too. Everything's free between us, right?
Pretty much. I work my other stuff and he fills my tank. Hey, that's the firewood. Slappy. It looks like you got a little wet there. You smell like diesel.
It peed on me.
You know what'd be awesome?
No.
If I didn't have to drive 30 minutes to go pull posts.
You know it'd be even worse?
What?
If you had to walk over there and pull the post by hand.
That's true.
Yeah, so
it's very true.
Take it for what it's worth.
Glad I don't live
Back
in
when I was a kid, we had to pull posts out of the frozen ground and snow uphill both ways, da-da-da.
Alright. So we got, I don't know if it's a quarter, that might be, yeah, it's about a quarter mile, maybe like an 1/8 mile. A fence. I took the 4 barbs down last week, rolled those all up. Dad was hauling manure by himself. I was ripping this fence out. And so it's ready to go. We just got to pluck everything out other than this kind of gate here. We're going to cut the wires at the end, pull that out. I'm not sure if we're going to reuse it or not. It's kind of an old wanky thing. This takes like no time at all. It's awesome. That's it for T-posts. Barbed wire and shorts don't mix. Have I shown you my scar? It looks pretty good. These 2 holes right here have been cut open 3 times. This one, this one, this one, and this one are all new from this year. But it's alright because chicks dig scars. Pretty much wrapped up. I'll come back with like the gator or something and pick up the piles of posts and some little extra wire. Now we're gonna head across this pasture. There I can see in the distance there's a old fence that's been fallen down, hasn't really like served a purpose in 15-20 years. And so, you know, since I got that container coming, might as well pull up as much steel and metal as I can so we can get a little more money and just clean the farm up. Just happened to come across a really old rolled up thing of barbed wire. That's electric fence wire, not barbed wire. Cows are just grazing real nice out there. It's funny how, you know, you drive out here with the 4-wheeler, sometimes they're like, ah, crap, and they start running around. But they see a skid loader in a pasture, they don't think nothing of it, they just keep grazing. I mean, for me, I'd be like, well, what the? That thing could rip my leg off. I think I'm gonna start running. We got one calf hanging away from everybody else. That usually is a bad thing. Kind of down in the water. You know, sometimes if they get pneumonia or something that makes them hot, they like to hang down in there. Yeah, that calf's got some eye troubles. Now I feel like there's ticks all over me. I called Dad, he's gonna get the dart gun and give that calf a shot. You can see this fence is just pretty much trash, and they walk around it and it doesn't do anything. I think at one point it was a decent fence. Oh, obviously it was a decent fence at one point, but they kind of did a rotational grazing type thing, cut this pasture in half. It wasn't the most professional way to do it, but now I'll just come over here with the loader, just pick it up, throw it in that big roll-off tote that they bring out. Yeah, it's about $10. We got some good timing here. Cows want the permit.
Don't got some mineral dough.
Hopefully that medicine takes care of that infection. Got one more fence, small fence to tear out. Darn weeds. That actually works pretty good. Oh, this one's gonna take a little bit longer. I haven't taken anything down. Not sure why we're redoing this one. I couldn't convince Dad this fence would last another year. It doesn't look, I don't know, you tell me. It doesn't look that terrible. Oh, this one's gonna take a minute. I gotta get these woods out because if I send that to the salvage yard, they dock me. So, you know, I kinda want all the money we can get for all this work. You think this would be the end of a tire? Look at that thing. What the heck? Oh, I'm glad I saw it now and not after it punctured a hole in my tire. I'll probably still run over it. We'll see what happens. This is the ultimate laziness right here. That fence is probably 80 years old and it started getting bad and they're like, let's just leave that there, put another fence in. But I guess going back to, I got a 8,000 pound bobcat. That does help a little bit. Oh, I thought I had water left. That's quite a piece of wood there. Not gonna lie, that's bumpy in there. Alright, we're getting things wrapped up. Got a decent pile of jazz. Stuff to be burned and put in the hole. That looks a lot better with nothing there. I'm gonna finish piling this jazz up and then I'm gonna start the 40-minute trek home. It's only like 6 miles. I can only go at 8 miles an hour in this thing. Better than walking though, right? I feel like I drove across the United States of America. Looks like Dad picked up all those posts we pulled out. So that's cool, I don't gotta do that. Ready to put in 3 new fences. Look at this lawn. Looks like that's what Dad's been up to. I haven't mowed the lawn once this year. Crazy. Alright, hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Did you tell them to have a good one? Have a good one? Ugh, gross. I hate them little buggers trying to suck my blood.